We're going to try to do a sunset on the water tonight. Going to modify it a little bit. Pretty easy fold, basic fan fold. The trick is trying to get the sun to turn out right. Me personally, I wasn't real happy with this. The customer's fine with it, so it's going to go out to them. Wasn't real crazy about this part here. We're going to try to modify that just a little bit. Anyway, we're going to start folding. Hope everybody's doing okay tonight. We got a 2X here. I'm going to turn on the light table. I got some bluegrass music playing in the background. I don't own the rights to them, but I like listening to it. I'm using this aluminum rod to get those wrinkles out of the edges of the shirt. Slipping it in between the envelope, so to speak. I do have this shirt turned inside out. It's been wetted, but not soaked in soda ash, just dampened to make it easier to fold. It's pretty good enough to measure. I'm going to pull out my aluminum ruler using the centimeters. Centimeters are easier to divide. 67 is 33 and a half. So I'm going to use this yellow marker, washable marker, because the finished product down the center is going to have some yellow to it. You can do whatever you like. I'm going to draw some of the idea out on the shirt. I'm going to place the ruler between the shoulder blades if I can get it. I'm going to have to raise my tray up that holds my pump and my crock pot to get my ruler under there. Right about 51 in between the two seams going up the sleeves. That's easy enough. 25 and a half. Make a mark between those two lines going all the way down. You don't have to be this elaborate. It's just the way I do it. Choose your own way. We all do, right? Modify things to fit our needs. Part of being human. Putting those little extra dots on there so they show up through that second layer on the back. I'm going to pick up both the bottom of the shirt, but just the top layer, and the collar, top layer. Drag that line back towards me. I'm going to try to get it somewhat facing directly towards me, right out there on the edge. I'm going to take this collar, the two seams that go up the top of the shoulders. I'm going to open up this collar and kiss these two seams, the one on the left and the one on the right. Kiss them together right there. Now I'm just pulling the sleeve through, trying to get out most of the worst part of the wrinkles. So one sleeve is inside the other. Crispy does it too for his symmetrical pattern. Sorry. Trying to line up all these bottom seams here. Real necessary just yet, but the closer you get it from the beginning, the less you have to fool with it. And I'm picking up both layers, all four now, because it's folded over. Just kind of giving a shake. Lay it back out flat. Now it lines away from me. You can do it however you want. I'm going to try to straighten up this seam inside the shirt, the one that's tucked in. We'll work on this sleeve a little bit more here in a second. I'm just trying to get some of the, trying to match the seams in the armpit, which aren't real critical, but it'll do funny things to the rest of the shirt if it's not pulled through and lined up right. So you'll be fighting wrinkles as you're trying to smooth it out. At least I do. Anyway, I'm taking my aluminum rod that I modified, bought from the hardware store. 4-foot piece of stock. This has a blunt end on it. Just took some sandpaper and rounded off the ends, and it makes a nice tool for sliding inside the shirt, getting all the wrinkles out. We've got a bunch of boys in the house tonight and dogs, so if you hear some ruckus, don't be too concerned. Looks like we've got most of the wrinkles out. I'm going to use this little knitting needle here, a little 14-inch guy, to reach up inside this sleeve, just to work that material up against each other. I'm going to worry about the armpit a whole lot. A lot of people aren't going to pay attention to that. They're going to be looking at the design here. I'm going to put a couple of clips on this for now. A little wrinkle in there. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try to work it out so it's not there when I go. Clip here for now. Just hold those all together. You guys see everything? A couple more clips there on the bottom. I'm going to draw a little design here. Got my circle template. Try to place the sun right here in the center, kind of like the emblem when Crispy does it. This is just temporary, so I know where that sun part is. I want something similar to this without the green and the sun. So I'm probably going to hold off on putting any color in that area, but down below we're going to have the ripples on the water, the sun. On this one, I want the surface of the water coming across. I'm going to do something a little bit different on this shirt. I'm going to dye it. It's going to be a slant, isn't it? You want to make sure it's perfect, so it's not a disaster in your finished product. Measure from the bottom of the seam, that's 52 centimeters. We're at 52 centimeters here as well, so that's good. These lines I'm going to have track back down this way, like that, which is different than this design. You see, those were straight across. This will be, it's not going to look exactly like sunset on the water, but this is what the customer wanted. So we're going to give the customer what they want. From this point, we'll have the sky. But they also wanted it to appear as there's a shield on the front. So this back here is going to be darker. And this is going to be the area with the image on it. Same with this. I'm just going to go right below the collar here. So it looks, going to look like a big egg, kinda. But it'll have an image inside of it. See that knitting needle? It's fairly small, and I use these to make the folds. This is a little short. That's where this big guy comes in, especially with anything larger than a 1X. So see, I can reach all the way under there and still have plenty of room. 4 foot I had to cut down because it was a little bit too long. I feel I've got a little wrinkle right there, so I'm trying to work it out before. There we go. So I'm going to try to bunch this part up right here. Get out my bands. I'm just going to kind of work it around, try to keep this outside line of the sun, the top portion, kind of all together. I'm just going to make 3. Push some of that back. All I'm really worried about are the 3 on top, the part that will be above the horizon, so to speak. I'm going to put a band there, double it up some more. I'm going to try to keep him white as long as I can. Put another one there just for safe measure. Oops, if we get some yellow in there, it doesn't, we'll want some yellow. I want to try green or the blue sky out of there too, or it'll turn my yellow green. Short enough right here where I can make this, so I'm going to try to keep that orange line on top. This is going to be smaller, shorter on the front end or the back end, because as we work our way around, if we just made them all the same height, then it would we wouldn't get the pattern that the customer wants. I'm actually going to work my way around the bottom first. all I really want to do is try to keep them fairly even beside each other, and I'm not going to worry about this right now because I want some little features to happen in here to make it look like the sun's setting on the moving water. So we're not going to focus on that right now. We're just going to focus on making these fan folds. If they get too high, you can poke it back down in there. As I'm sliding this through, I'm slowly pulling the shirt towards me with my fingers. Keep making them all the way around. This should be fairly close in line as we move our way down, but unless we just went for a straight line down this way, we wouldn't be able to keep that line straight across the folded shirt. But as long as we have an idea where the edge of that shield, at least in this shirt's going to be, that's all we really need. And it's just a rough idea. The dilating water is going to do different things, but we can control it somewhat. The reason I put these clips down here at the bottom, oops, is as I'm folding this up, if I don't have them all held down together, the top may fold faster than the bottom, so then you get an uneven space. You know, maybe an inch, half-inch difference. Finished product. Some people are never going to notice, but I do, and that bothers me. So I try to keep the bottom hem and the sleeve hem, all four pieces together, all four layers. That way on the finished product they don't really stand out because one side got more dye than the other. You do what you want. I'm going to go ahead and slip a band down here on this little tail now that we've come all the way down to it. And just to keep it in place, I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. Do what you want. Just want to keep it in place so it's not flopping. Used to actually come back through and put clips on like this over temporarily. Anymore I don't really use them a whole lot, but they can be handy if the material gets too unruly. That's where those guys get in the way. Just doubling that one over. This part's sure not going to be real important. We're just going to try to make it as dark as we can so the rest of the image shows up well. Use that right there to hold it in place for a second. Probably other tools I could manage to round up that might work better. So we got most of this done. I am just going to stick a clip right there for now, just to kind of keep that outside edge together, and I'm going to pull it around like that. Try to get closer to you guys now. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a little bandy on here. Just like that, just for now. Might make adjustments in a bit. So this area here is going to be the horizontal plane on top of the water. I'm actually going to put a divider in part of this because I want part of that reflection of the sun, not because this is how it happens. If you actually look at a reflection, it's almost a straight line coming across the water if the water's nice and glassy and still, but I want to do something a little different in here. So I'm going to put that divider right there, and I'm probably going to cut another one. I've got one in the kitchen. Excuse me, Dakota. Dakota the dog. I'm going to put another divider right in there. These are homemade. We bought some folders at the grocery store. Back to school, just some plastic folders. I cut them out. It's nice 20-30 mil thick plastic. And dividers, probably a new thing to some. I know there's some artists out there that could do a much better job at this with their skills and knowledge, but this works for me. Now I'm going to work this way back. So I'm just going to hand pinch this for now. Got my belly, my fat belly. Can you see my fat belly? Hanging over the table to kind of keep everything here against me. Again, this isn't soda ash, that's why I'm not wearing gloves or anything. Not worried about touching my skin. It's a little too tall. What? I was going to do this technique the other day and I didn't do it, so I think I'm going to do it here. I cut some little notches in the top of this plastic. That's to keep the rubber band from folding the plastic in. You might have to watch our die placement. Maybe not. Send that back in there, pull this guy out and do the same thing to him. That way your plastic won't double over on you and kind of prevent you from being able to work down in there. We're going to have to work down in there. There, that's better. Now I can see that fold. Just thought of that the other night making a video. Should have done down to the whole thing, but this to me is the most critical. most critical. Not really critical, but I want it to be most dramatic up here. I'll be able to get dye down there. I can open those guys up, but this I wanted to keep open. It's nearest the sun. It's my own personal preference. You don't even have to use dividers. Do what you want. Do what works for you. See it coming together here. Everybody still with me? We're about got this guy folded. Probably cut off for a little bit and make some adjustments to the laboratory. Move over to the irrigation station. The irrigation technique allows you to rinse the shirts immediately after dyeing, or the fabric if it's cotton or organic, hemp or organic cellulose fiber. I guess it doesn't have to be organic, just the material has to be organic. It can't be man-made, is what I'm getting at. Although, with this technique, I have, see if I have a sample. This is 60% rayon, 40% polyester, and using this process it actually held pretty good. This was just a sample shirt. It's not going anywhere or hasn't gone anywhere. Just wanted to see if it worked, and it did. Rayon. It's a breathable athletic type shirt. So this, I haven't practiced a whole lot. I think I've done 4 shirts that are mixed polyester, cotton, polyester, rayon. They always surprised me using Procyon fiber reactive dyes. I'm just going to start putting single bands back here. I am going to use this band that I'm going to put on now to try to give us a guide, so when we flip the shirt over where the shirt's not marked, we have an idea where that shield is, the outside of that shield. Put a couple on there just as a marker for me, just a guide, just a guide. It's starting to look like a fish or something, isn't it? We're about done here. I'm just bunching all this fabric here up on the sleeve. That's also going to be dark out here. That's what we're going to do on this shirt. This guy here loose, fairly loose. It's outside. This is main feature of the shirt. This is the back part of the shirt that we're going to make dark, and we're going to have it real tight because we're not going to do much special back here. Pick up my mess. Take a little break. I just belched and I'm sorry about that. No, I'm not. I'm human. Okay. Gonna take a break and then head over to the dye table. This will be the Sunset Modified. See y'all in a few. Stop.